What would it be like to find that coin in a box hunt? Be pretty darn cool, wouldn't it? I'll accept something a lot less if it's going to fill some holes in both of these Lincoln Cent catalogs. Let's go ahead and get to that box so we can see if we're going to fill some holes today. Awesome. Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, depending on what time you're seeing this. Silver Chupacabra, and we are here to search through that box and another box and see if we can get some of these holes filled. I think it's amazing how many of these holes we got filled in the last 6 to 7 months. But I'd like to see some more filled out as well. I'm kind of greedy like that. Don't say that, Batman. That's not very nice. He called me greedy too, but then he added an adjective to that. Anyway, you can see that pretty much anything is kind of in the gambit if we're going to find some for this. In the 1941 to 1974 book, a lot less holes, as you can see. In fact, there was one less from the last time out because we found that 41S. Steel pennies, these are probably going to remain open, but we definitely have some here that are getters, especially these ones from Philly. And it would be also nice to get some more shinies to kind of go up that way in the book. Fill them out with some really nice pennies. It's amazing that you can find really nice pennies like this still in circulation. Always amazes me on that. But mine an Indian head cent as well. I haven't found one of those since that first one that I found. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at the box, see what we got in it. And the last time we had a couple enders in the box, that box did not go very well. So, when I say enders, I mean wheat cent enders. Let's see if we can get, or I'm hoping at least we've got a box here that's going to be very giving. Let's check it out. Okay, so here's the top side of this first penny cent box for our current hunt. And I think it's got kind of a good combination of zinc and copper up here. I'm not seeing actually a ton of them. I'm seeing a couple of those right there, obviously, but I also saw some pennies that were in the 70s. There's a couple of shields there. Oh, check it out. I didn't even notice that at the start. That's going to be our first roll, too. Canadian. That looks like one of the younger portraits, too. So it might be in the 60s, maybe 70s. Wow, that's going to be an interesting starter. So we will be starting with this. So we'll get to see that right out the bat. Let's go ahead and start seeing all the goodies that are inside. Roll one of this first box. I was hoping there would be a Wheatie in here as well, but there's that Canadian cent. Let's roll that a little bit. What's interesting is it looks like the 12-sided one. So I'm not quite understanding that. Wow, 84. I was thinking I was going to be a lot older than that. I mean, it's not the young face, but even to Christmas. Yeah, well, 84. Wow, it took 15 rolls to finally find the first Wheatie in here, but at least we found one. Pretty common date. 1956 out of Denver. So this is the start of great things. I still have a little bit more in this roll. To roll 19 of this first box of the current hunt. And this one just kind of snuck up on me. I believe it was always obverse facing, but I don't know, this just didn't have the look of a Wheatie until I noticed the date. And it's the same one we had before. It's a 56D, but still. You know, it's got a little bit of copper sneaking through the brown there. Well, you know, I'd like to see a different date and different mint mark, but, you know, as slow as this has started, I'm taking all comers. To roll 23. We don't have a Wheatie find, but it just came on to this one I had mentioned earlier about the Blazers that were, you know, right around the Wheatie area. And it's kind of nice to find those. In fact, I'd like to find a 58 and 57. That would actually be a book filler. But this is the 59, first year memorial. It's in a really nice shape. In fact, I even hate touching it with my hands, but it's been in circulation. But not a whole lot of marks, you know. Pretty clean little number. We're on to roll 28. And we've got another Wheatie find, which is a good thing. Let's all cross our fingers and make sure that's not a 56 out of Denver. We actually had the reverse facing us this one time. This is very cool. I know the bottom parts of the wheat have a little bit of wear to it, but there's also a lot of schmooze there too, so it's kind of hard to tell. 40s or 50s in my mind's eye, but ooh, I'm going to go with the 50s now. Portrait's got a bit of detail to it. I was wrong. It's the 40s. 46, and I believe that is... Well, for a minute I thought that was a mint mark. It's just a slash. So that would be Philadelphia. 46. Cool. We'll find at this point. That's number 3. And we'll take a look through the rest of this roll 20 of this first box of the current penny hunt. And cent hunt, by the way. No Wheatie this time. We're still at 3 on that one. There we go. I lost it there for a second. You can see the 12 sides there. And you can already see the date. It is Canadian, 1994. That'll be the second Canadian of the box hunt. I'll bring you back in. Something pops up. On to roll 36 of this first box of the current hunt. And it's been... I keep on saying this a lot lately, but it's been very slow and dry. But we do have a fourth Wheatie coming to us. I know because it's showing the reverse. And ladies and gents, this one might be an old one. You may not be able to tell it right there, which is right there. But it has a lot of wear to it. Let's go ahead and pull this out and show it to you. Yiminis. It's kind of like a cross between yikes and some other word that I don't know. But that's got a lot of wear to it. It almost looks like it's kind of warped a little bit. Let's see here. No, I don't think so. I'm going to be interested. It could be still 40s or 50s, but you know what? Looking at the wear in the front here, I will be shocked if this is not 20s or teens. Look at that. It's in the 1900s. Sorry about the shadow there. Oh, look at that. 19 with a 1. It's going to be in the teens. Wow, nice. This is going to be a second-year Wheatie, folks. 1910. Philadelphia. No mint mark on there. Man, look at the waviness of the penny itself. Like I said, it still looks like it's warped a little bit. I don't know if that's even a possibility, but very, very, very cool. That makes up for the slowness of this. I'm going to say it right now. Onward we go. You're on to roll 38, and we've got our fifth Wheatie find. I'm not sure if I can say it's warming up yet, but this Wheatie, see if you can spot it. This Wheatie's got something going. Look at that thing. It's a blazer. Take a look. She's a beaut. Now, of course, this could be a 58 or a 57, and that's all right, too. But what if it was something in the 40s? It would be awesome. Just as good out front, if not a little bit better. It's like somebody's finger marks are there. Could be mine, by the way, because I'm not using gloves on this. So it does have a mint mark. And you can see the outer part of that 5. Oh, 58. But still, I love it when I find Wheaties that are just blazing in a circulated roll. Because you don't expect it. Go find. Roll 39 of this current box hunt. And this is the first box, by the way. About midway through. We've got an interesting find that I do not believe I've found before in any circulated box hunt. Un Centesimo de Balboa from the República de Panama. I've found plenty of Panamanian coins in different coins before, but not one in a cent. I'll be very interested to see what we've got on the front. Oh, very cool. I love that portrait. What does that say there? Urraca? It's an A on the end there. I couldn't even tell you what that means. 1996, I believe, was the date on that. Fairly reddish brownish there, too. Very cool. I love finding foreign coins that kind of meet the mold here. It's got the size of a cent. Probably has the weight too. Or around that weight at least. I'm going to roll 39 of this hunt. And I got a coin here. 71S. That has got... I don't know if that's considered clipped or not, but when you look at this, it looks like it was done the very day it was minted on both sides. The reason I can tell that is because it's been worn just as much as the rest of this coin. But I have no idea if that's necessarily would be considered clipped or not. See, I'll put the side up here. Like I said, that's not fresh. And of course, somebody could have went around and did this, I guess. I don't know. It does look like that way from the back, too. Or the reverse. I always say the back for some reason, but we can say that. Very interesting and cool. Nice miscellaneous. On to the 42nd roll of this current box hunt. And I think we have found our 6th wheat penny. I know we have because I've never seen a fake one that has this in the back. Right here near the end, I guess. You can call it near the end. A little bit of wear on the bottom parts of the wheat, but detail up on that. But I'm talking about those parts there. Let's see if we got something. pretty good detail there. I'm thinking 50s, but kind of cool if we got some 40s. OC thinks we were going to get something nice. It's an S52, I believe. 1952 out of San Francisco. Oh man, if it was a 50S, we would have filled a spot. But still very, very cool find. Rule 48 of this box hunt. 2 rules left. Found this showing up on the Universe. 1957 Denver. Relatively common find, but cool. That'll be number 7 of this box. Like to see no mint mark on there, and that would be a hole filler. Anyway, still a little bit left. We'll see if there's anything there. Okay, so that is the end of this first box of our current penny cent hunt. You know what? This got a lot better at the end. If it wasn't for that 1910 penny, it definitely would have been a lot worse. That's for sure. So a very cool find there. Did go to 7 Wheaties. Not too bad. If you remember that blazer we got as well. Also a very cool Balboa. Like it. What might be a clipped coin on 2 sides. I do not know. I just don't know enough about clipped coins. Anyway, we're going to pull up another box and let's go ahead and check the enders, or at least the top enders of that box. So here is the second box of our hunt. We're going to see if we can add to the 7 Wheaties, a couple of foreigns, maybe a clipped penny, coin, however you want to put that. So hopefully you can add to all that stuff. It was a decent box. It turned out to be a decent box. That 1910 actually made up for a lot. So it's kind of looking over here, definitely. Okay, new ones. You know, boom, boom. But I also see some ones that might be copper. They're kind of hard to tell nowadays unless you're looking at the memorial as well. I don't see any wheatbacks, but that's all right. Maybe a couple of coppers there. And as usual, it's the inside that we're mostly going to be looking at anyway, so let's get to it. We're 4 rolls deep on this second box of the current hunt. I don't have a find yet, well, other than maybe miscellaneous. And so far, I have nothing. I don't have anything. I'm not going to whine about this box. I've had a couple of 59s. It just hasn't had any Wheaties yet. But check this out. It's the Golden Child. Somebody, here, put one right next to it. I believe somebody painted that. Somewhat interesting. 12 rolls into the second box of the current hunt, and we've got our first Wheatie find. And this seems to be a thing now where it just takes 12, 15 rolls to actually get something going. This actually was the second one in there. Looks like it's got a lot of detail to it, but let's pull her out before we start saying anything like that. I would say it has a lot of detail to it. Yeah, it's worn. It's like Wheatie in circulation wood. Oh man, a bit of damage there across the top end of his head. Poor Lincoln. What year do we have? It's going to be in the 40s, 40S, 46S. Well, like finding San Francisco's. Great find. I think we had a 46 Philly earlier, so you know what? Could get that mint cycle for 46 if we play our cards right. Lots of coins to still look at in this roll 26 of this second box of the current hunt. This has been a dead box so far. One Wheatie find. Really nothing else. Well, no weedy find here, at least not yet, but we do have a Canadian. Found a Canadian for a little while. Probably 70s, early 80s at the oldest, I would say. Let's see what we get. 1973. Nice. Pretty good shape, really. You know, I've rarely seen any Canadian cents that have not been in at least decent detail shape. Anyway, we are past the halfway point of this slowish box. Our second box of our current box set. Roll 27, and we actually have our second wheat find. It's about a little past halfway here. Right there. Tell, I was gonna say initially it looks a little beat up, but yeah, too bad. A little bit of wear down on the lower parts of the wheats, but I think that's probably about the closest to the highest relief of this coin. Anyway, let us see. I'm gonna say 50s is based on the detail on the portrait, but hope springs eternal. It is 50s. Uh-oh. I can't remember which ones I need, but that is a Philadelphia. I'm hoping I need a 58, but it could be the 57 to 56 that I need. Very, very cool, though. On to roll 33 of this second box of the current hunt, and we've got our third wheat find. Alright, chair. A little bit of a rim ding there. Yeah, pretty good detail. A little bit of slight wear on the higher parts of the wheat there. Let's see what the front looks like. Lots of detail. Most likely 50s. Seed wear from the 50s. Maybe I can get that 57 Philly here. It'll be nice. It'll be an S. This could be a 50S. It's going to be another hole filler. Oh, oh man. We've had, I believe this is the third San Francisco of this box. We had 52S and 49S. Cool beans. That's a great shape, too. That could be a upgrader. We'll check the rest. Roll 15. Yeah, right. Roll 35 of this box. There are 15 rolls left, by the way. I think that's what I was saying. The fourth wheat find of this box is here. Check out the penny right back of it. It's a 1959 first year memorial. Would this be a 58? That would be kind of funny. I don't really want a 58, but, you know, I'm taking wheats as I get them right at this point. Pretty good wear in that left wheat, that's for sure. Or at least in the high relief points. Let's see what we got in front here. It's got pretty good detail. Probably 50s again. And it does have a D mint mark. 57. It's not a 58, but it is a 57. Yep, so still on roll 35, and we've got our second Wheatie of the roll. We haven't had too many of those today. I don't know if we've had any, by the way. 1952, Denver. Very nice. Lots of detail on that one, that's for sure. And just to make sure that it does have the proper reverse. On to roll 37. I was just thinking, we do have another wheat find. This box, well, this second box has basically been almost a copycat of the first. Other than, you know, the first one had the 1910 in it, but it's the back end of the box that's saving these boxes. The first 30, barely getting anything. So it's been very interesting. I might have some other things going on here too, but I saw one reverse that, you just, when you see it, you see it. Simple as that. There it is. That one's got a actually pretty decent wear. I mean, it's not total wear on the high points, but pretty good there. We'll have to see what's going on here. I mean, it's decent detail on the front, but I think this could be in the 40s, 50s. Do we have a mint mark? We do have a mint mark, but it is also the 40s. 1942, Denver. Oh, man. It's too bad that is not an S. Let me get that shadow out of there. Nope, definitely a D. A 42S would have been a filler. Very cool. That is, other than that 1910, the oldest penny of this box hunt so far. At least the second box is the oldest one. Still have a little bit. Roll 39 of the second box of the current hunt, and we've got our 7th Wheatie find of this box. 14 total. Take a look at that. That's a pretty darn good red, brownish 1955. And it's not uncirculated. There definitely is a few nicks in there, so it has been in circulation for a bit, but take a look at the back. Pretty nice, except for that, whatever the heck that is right there. Very cool. I would say this is probably an upgrader in my book. I don't have too many shinies east of 56. Very, very cool. So we got 9 rolls left. We're going to roll 41 of the second box of this current box hunt. And we do have a wheat back sitting right there. See the higher points of that wheat stock. A little bit of deal. Oh my gosh, look what happened here. All I did was move it there. And what we got here? We got a 48. I actually thought maybe this one has some potential, but that is funny. That is really funny, by the way. We're going to check this one out first since it was first in line. Let's give it credentials there. It's a plain brownie. What do you want? Lots of detail, I would say, front-wise. A bit of wear, too. Could be 40s or 50s. And it does have a mint mark. It does have a 5. It does have a 6. That is the third 1956D of this hunt. So let's check out that 40, and I believe it is a 48. 6 usually has a bigger deal on it. This will be the 9th find of this hunt, this box. 16. 16 of both boxes. So very cool. 48 out of Philly. Very, very cool. Well, roll 42 of the second box of the current hunt, and it continues to kind of not just raining, but it's pouring now when it comes to wheatbacks. We've got 2 more sitting here. Check out the reverses. Excuse me, I was a little bit forward on that one. There they are. Boom and boom. This first one is kind of hard to tell if this has wear on it or not, but we'll check it out. I would say that's pretty decent details. This is kind of schmoozy. Just kind of like the front is a little bit schmoozy as well. I don't know. It could be either 40s or 50s on this one. It will be 40s. Will it be 40 or 40? Because it is Philly. 44 or 41. What's your bet on this one, folks? No. I was just kidding, and it is. My jam, 1944. Seriously, I don't think I've missed a penny hunt in the last 6 months, even the ones that were not very quantity-wise. And there it is, 44. Unbelievable. Here's the next one. Will this be the 41? We'll find out. Pretty well detailed on this one too. Well, I'm thinking 50s here too as well. Well, actually, that was 40s there, so a little bit more wear here on the portrait, I guess. It's going to be a Philly. It's going to be 50. It's 53. Cool. Nice find. Anytime I can find a Philly with these, I'm actually pretty happy. The 40s and the 50s part. When we start getting 30s, 20s, and teens, well, more mint marks. Very cool. So we're going to roll 44 of this second box of the current hunt. And we're going to have our 12th find of this box. 19 altogether. And it's interesting, I was just counting back. Roll 27 had the third Wheatie. And what are we at? About 17 more rolls later, we've had like 9 other finds. Pretty cool. Really has saved the hunt. We actually have a find in the obverse. I guess we did have an obverse 48, but we didn't know that till I had slipped the wheat back over a little bit, and then boom. 44D. Not necessarily my jam, but it does have the same year. Let's go ahead and check the back. Decent shape. A little bit of whatever you want to call that down there. A little schmooze. Still have a bit to look at. Bring it back in if something pops up. You're on the last roll. Roll 50 of the second box of the current hunt. And at the very back end, well, not the very, probably was in the last set of coins at least. I don't know, but it wasn't an ender. We got that one. 1944 out of San Francisco. And that's actually going to give us the mint cycle for 1944. Philly, Denver, and San Fran. Pretty darn cool. Yeah, we'll even check it here. Yeah, magnetic. Okay, so that is the end of this box hunt. We had 20 finds. As you can see, there it is. Didn't think I'd ever come close to getting to this many finds, by the way, because it was not going well in the early time of either one of these boxes. But did find some cool finds. Let's go ahead and check through what we got. 1942 out of Denver. It's one of our older finds. Take a look at 1944. We got the cycle. Philly, Denver, and San Fran. Very cool. 1946, a couple of them. All we're missing is Denver. We got a Philly there and a San Francisco. Then we've got... Oops, sorry, I went too high, a little early on that. 1948. Don't know why 1948 is sideways. Then we've got a 51S San Francisco. Also have a 52S San Francisco and a 52D. It's one short of the cycle on that. 53 Philly. We've got a very shiny 55D. Very awesome. I love it. 356s out of Denver. A couple of 57s out of Denver. And a nice shiny 58 Blazer. And then that one, 58 Philly. That's going to be a special one. We'll see here in a little bit. Sorry. I'm dramatic sometimes. There's the old one of the hunt. I believe this is to be my oldest find, Lincoln cent-wise. When we're talking about Lincoln cents, 1910, second year Lincoln. In my short, I said Jefferson Wheatie. I do way too many hunts. We've got a 1984 Canadian, an upside down 1994, and a 1973. A very cool Balboa from 1996. Love the portrait on there. And I think this might be a clip coin. I do not know, but as you can see, it's actually clipped on two sides there, right off of Liberty and right on the, let's call it the southeast corner of the date. And then there were lots of shinies there. So, I have not looked for varieties or errors on this yet. We will do that, and then we'll get to collection books lastly. Okay, so I did not find any varieties or errors in the overbeat coins that I got. I'm going to show you this for blanks and giggles anyway. I got a lot of 1969 S's on this one. Of course, you're looking for the double dies on this. Sorry. Didn't mean to blank that out a little bit. And I kind of, it's beat up, but you know, there's actually a lot of doubling on this. So I wanted to check it out to see if there were any minor doubling varieties. Of course, the examples all show these just massive doubling, like a 1955 double die. But as you can see, you know, you've got some doubling on here, and I'm taking it. It's all machine doubling. I'm not the best of all this, but at least it's pretty darn close. But you don't see anything going with Liberty. You don't see anything going with the date and the double die examples they've got. Have it all over the place. Anyway, I thought I'd show you that. Like I said, I know it's machine doubling pretty much well, but close. Okay, I've got the 1909 and 1941 primary book out. And the only thing that's changed here, of course, is going to be that 1910. You know, very warm, but she's a beauty. Even gave her a little bit of a smiley face there. So that is the only change in this one. A whole filler there, cool. The oldest Lincoln I have. I do have an IHC find, but that would be in a different book, wouldn't it? Here's a 1941 to 1974 Lincoln Cent book. And the only hole filler here would be that 58 from Philly. Finally got one. Notice next door, the 58D, I already had a shiny, so the Blazer that I found here actually did not fit in this or the secondary book. Very interesting. Still have that 57 to get, and that 50S. That's why I was kind of disappointed. I had that 51S and a 52S, and it's like, wow, it's so close. This is pretty much well filled, folks. It's right there. Lots of upgrades. 51S is an upgrade. That 53 Philly is an upgrade. And then that 55, not the 56 there. The 55D that I got, that's kind of a Blazer, but it's definitely seen some circulation, is also an upgrade. So I was able to extend the shinies into the mid 50s, which is actually pretty darn cool. And that's it. The secondary books, nothing going on in either one of those, and the Canadian booklet, nothing. So that's it. Got a couple of hole fills, which is always very, very cool. We'll continue on with another one of these penny ones, some, week and a half, somewhere around there. Had a good time, and I didn't think that was going to happen. Both of these boxes started out massively slow. Thank goodness for the end 20 to 25 rolls in both the first and second box, so this would have been nothing. To get it, I didn't think I'd come close to getting 20 wheat finds on this. Well, I think it's time to go. We'll have a nickel box hunt up pretty soon. Hope you have a great weekend, wherever and whenever you're seeing this. Be good to each other out there and be safe. We'll see you next time out. Cheers.